You wake up to the sound of heavy metal dragging against steel. It is exactly 5:30 in the morning. You do not have an alarm clock. That sound is the uniform hitting the bars with his heavy baton. Welcome to your new reality. The judge gave you 20 years. The media called it justice. The public called it a closed chapter. But you know the absolute truth. You did not exit the business. You merely relocated your corporate headquarters to a concrete box. Your cell measures exactly 2 by 3 meters. You share it with a former corporate accountant serving time for financial fraud. The furniture consists of a concrete slab for a bed, a steel toilet with no lid, and a window the size of your hand. The walls might have been white a decade ago. Now, they are the color of accumulated hopelessness. On your very first day, you learn the actual laws of this ecosystem. The official rules are painted on a metal board in the yard. No fighting, no contraband, no unauthorized movement. Those rules are an illusion for the authorities. The real rules are whispered in the shadows. You pay your rent. You respect the hierarchy. You never speak to the uniforms. The rent is 5,000 pesos a week. You pay this to the man who currently manages your block. He does not offer you luxury. He offers you the temporary privilege of continuing to breathe. If you cannot pay, you are relocated to the lower levels. The hallway, a place where there are no doors, no locks, and absolutely no rules after the sun goes down. You decide instantly that you will never sleep in that hallway. You are not a fighter. You are an architect of systems. You understand that this maximum security facility is just a country within a country. It has its own economy, its own inflation rate, its own supply and demand. Everything inside costs exactly triple what it costs on the street. A simple can of tuna is a luxury. A fresh apple is a treasure. You notice the first inefficiency in the kitchen. The meals are punishment disguised as nutrition. Rubber rice, gray vegetables, mystery protein. You volunteer for kitchen duty. Within a month, you are quietly running the operation. You use your outside resources to establish a supply line with a uniform who has a daughter requiring specialized medical treatment. His state salary cannot cover the bills. You do not threaten him. You offer him a silent corporate partnership. He brings in fresh ingredients hidden in his gear. You start selling real plates of food to the inmates. The demand is immediate. You are generating capital, but the food is just a front door. The real economy is invisible. The merchandise always finds a way in. It arrives through the uniforms with overdue mortgages. It arrives through legal representatives with briefcases that are never thoroughly inspected. The paradox is absolute. The fortress designed to keep the shadows locked inside has the most efficient distribution network in the state. You start taking control of the communication lines. On the outside, a basic smartphone is cheap. In here, it is a lifeline worth its weight in gold. Outside, it costs 3,000. Inside, you sell it for 25,000. But you do not just sell the physical devices, you sell the service. You become the central node for the internal network. When an inmate needs to coordinate a payment from the outside, they use your line. When an associate needs to authorize a logistics route from a concrete cell, they use your line. You charge a premium percentage for the connection. You develop an entire coded language to bypass the official monitors. A blue package means a safe delivery. A sick ant means a route is compromised. The weather is raining means the federal authorities are asking questions. It is criminal poetry, and you are the exclusive author. Within a year, the money flowing through your hands is staggering. Your cellmate, the terrified accountant, maintains your books. He tracks every favor, every debt, every gram of merchandise that moves through your sector. You protect his physical safety. He protects your numbers. It is a perfect symbiosis. The paranoia begins to settle into your bones like a chronic illness. You are generating massive capital, but you are permanently trapped in a box. You cannot walk away. You cannot lock your door from the inside. Every shadow passing your cell at 2 in the morning makes your heart accelerate. You listen to the sounds of the facility, the distant cries, the metallic echoes. You sleep with a sharpened piece of fence metal under your thin mattress, knowing that if someone decides you are a liability, the guards will coincidentally be looking the other way. Your mother visits every 2 weeks. She takes 2 buses and waits in line for 3 hours to sit across from you for 30 minutes. She brings homemade food that the guards disassemble like bomb technicians. She tells you about her life, about the neighborhood, as about normal things. You listen like a man drinking water after crossing a desert. She thinks you are just working in the kitchen and keeping your head down. You let her believe that lie. Her belief in a better version of you is the only clean thing left in your life. The turning point arrives without warning. The block boss, the man who used to collect your rent, is abruptly transferred to another federal facility in the north. The ecosystem shatters instantly. A power vacuum in a maximum security facility is the most dangerous atmospheric condition on Earth. 3 different factions immediately try to claim the empty throne. The tension is suffocating. The yard divides into invisible borders. The air smells like impending resolution. You do not wait for the violence to reach your door. You use the ultimate weapon, liquidity. You call a meeting with the key figures of the rival factions. You sit at a metal table in the recreation room. You do not raise your voice. You simply lay out the mathematics of the situation. You control the communication lines. You control the guard's payroll. You control the entry points for the merchandise. If they go to war, the facility will go into permanent lockdown. Lockdowns mean no visits, no movement, no business. Lockdowns mean everyone loses millions. You offer them a different path. A corporate board of directors. You will manage the infrastructure. You will guarantee the supply lines. You will ensure the uniforms remain cooperative. In exchange, you assume executive control of the block. They look at you. They look at the numbers. They realize that fighting you means fighting the very oxygen of their operations. They nod. No handshakes. Just a silent agreement that elevates you to the absolute top of the pyramid. You are now the supreme manager of the darkest real estate in the country. Your lifestyle inside the cage changes drastically. You move to the premium sector. Your new cell is double the size. You have a real mattress bought with bribes. You have a fan for the killer summer heat. You eat meals prepared with fresh ingredients. When you walk through the yard, the noise stops. Men step aside. Even the uniforms speak to you with a careful, measured respect. You are the invisible warden. You orchestrate an empire from a concrete desk. You resolve disputes over outside territories. You authorize the expansion of distribution routes. You manage a budget larger than many municipal governments. The system runs flawlessly. Why, Bosch, you are the absolute king of the underworld. But slowly, the absolute horror of your reality begins to rot your mind. You have millions in offshore accounts that you cannot touch. You possess total authority over thousands of men, but you cannot open a window to feel the wind. You cannot walk on grass. You cannot see the horizon without steel bars slicing it into geometric shapes. The psychological toll isolates you completely. The danger surrounding you increases exponentially. You have to tell your mother to stop coming. You tell her it is for her own safety. You watch her walk away down the long, gray corridor, knowing you are erasing the only pure thing left in your existence. You have no friends. The accountant in your cell respects you, but he is terrified of you. The men who guard you are waiting for you to show a single moment of weakness. The lieutenants on the outside respect your efficiency, but the moment your numbers drop, they will replace you permanently. You trust absolutely no one. You are surrounded by hundreds of people, and you have never been more profoundly alone. 10 years evaporate into the concrete walls. You stop measuring time in years or months. You measure it in shifts, in shipments, in the rotation of the guards. You read books your sister brings, but the words describe a world that feels completely fictional now. You know more about prison plumbing than you know about current events. One Tuesday, your lawyer requests a secure video call. He is a brilliant, expensive professional who specializes in technicalities. He looks at the screen with a genuine smile. He tells you he found a procedural error in your original conviction, a break in the chain of custody, a compromised warrant. He tells you that the judge has approved the appeal. Your sentence has been drastically reduced. In 6 months, you will be released. You will be a free man. You stare at the screen. You are supposed to feel joy. You are supposed to feel relief. You are supposed to feel the overwhelming rush of a second chance. Instead, your stomach turns to ice. Your chest tightens. You feel a terrifying, suffocating panic. You look around your concrete cell. You look at the ledgers. You look at the secret compartments. You look at the small empire you constructed in the dark. In here, you are a god. You know every rule. You know exactly who to pay, who to avoid, where to stand, when to speak. You have a purpose, an identity, as an undeniable status. Out there, you are a 40-year-old ex-convict with a felony record. Out there, the organization will see you as a liability. Out there, the rival factions will not have to bypass security checkpoints to reach you. Out there, you have no family waiting for you. You have no actual home. The skills that keep you alive in here are worthless out there. Or worse, they are the exact skills that will get you permanently resolved. The ultimate victory of the prison system is not that it locks you away from the world. The ultimate victory is that it completely rewrites your operational code until the outside world becomes the terrifying unknown. You terminate the call. You sit on the edge of your mattress. You listen to the metallic echo of the facility, the humming of the fluorescent lights, the distant sound of a door sliding shut. It sounds like a symphony. It sounds like safety. You realize the crushing, devastating truth of the golden cage you built. You survived the most dangerous environment on the planet. You conquered the underworld. You beat the legal system, but you lost your humanity so completely that freedom is now your worst nightmare. You traded your soul to survive the darkness, and now the darkness is the only place you know how to breathe. You will leave these walls, but you will carry the prison inside your mind for the rest of your natural life.